TV47.
All right, welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with TV47 Breakfast. Our theme for this next conversation is innovation for sustainable communities, and we're exploring how Kenya's, of course, brilliant young minds are stepping up to engineer tangible, real-world solutions to our biggest environmental crisis. And with me in studio, I do have Lawrence Midhamo at the very far end, and he's brilliant young mind, as I've said, from Lower Baricho Junior School, and he's already taken the national stage by storm and has won top honors at both the National KSFE and Young Scientists Kenya competitions, and he'll be telling us more about that, to Jue Zaidi, what it's about. And of course, we do have Gordon Zablon right next to me. He is a civil engineering student from the Technical University of Kenya and is tackling urban pollution head-on with groundbreaking ecosystem restoration design. And I don't want to go deeper into details with that because they're here, and I want them to speak for themselves, what they're doing as far as innovation is concerned. Karibuni sana to TV47. Gentlemen, karibu sana.
Pleasure.
You're happy to be here?
Yes.
Happy to have you on set with us. Walk us through your innovation, Gordon. You are a civil engineering student at TUK, and I'm thinking about it. You know, why Madari?
Thank you so much. I'm Gordon, a civil engineering student, and as well an assistant treasurer at ICAS TUK. And I love the question, why Madari? The reason why my innovation settled on Madari, Madari is an informal settlement where there are a lot of issues affecting the communities they are in. One of them is pollution, another one is encroachment and riverbank sliding or such like. Yeah. So my project, or the project we worked on, is about restoration of Nairobi River, but we dwelled on the Madari tributary, and we worked on 6 stages. The first stage is about waste interception. The current government is doing a lot of effort to restore the Nairobi River, and our project is complementing what the government is doing. So the first point is waste interception. We use trash traps, and as well also we use flooding barriers to collect some of the waste, and as well we also use human interception to assist in collection of the waste. Then the second stage is about sorting out of the waste. When the waste have been collected, there is part of sorting. So this part of sorting, we proposed to use AI, artificial intelligence, to be able to identify materials such as plastics, waste materials such as metals as well. And then about stage 3 is about wastewater treatment. After collection, after sorting out, we treat now this water, which is now flowing. And we came up with a decentralized system where we're gonna use a decentralized wastewater treatment system called DWAT. Then the fourth stage is about hybrid solar panel or hybrid system. All these things will require power, and we're gonna use, we propose to use a solar grid. During the day, the solar will be used to power the DWATs, and then when there will be insufficient supply of solar panel, we're gonna use the national electricity grid as well. Then the fifth stage is about recovery, recovery of waste. We normally see waste as most people see waste as if they can't be recycled.
Yeah.
But at this point, we recycle the waste. the waste can be recycled in form of biogas, and we also treat the water as well. This water can be used for irrigation purposes, can be used for flushing as well. Then the last part is about riverbank protection. When there is flooding, the banks of the river tends to erode. So we came up with an idea where we designed some gabion stabilizing walls that are going to assist in stabilizing the rivers. This will help the communities to be able to access the river easily as well, and reduce pollution among the communities.
That is for the communities around the Madari area?
Yeah, around the Madari area. Yeah.
That is a lot. But let's hear from Lawrence as well, and then we get back to you, Gordon. Yes. Lawrence, walk us through your type of innovation and what you're trying, the solutions you're trying to find with this.
Yeah, thank you. And first, start by thanking TV47 for having me here, and also thanking God for enabling us. And the principal of Robalicho Junior School. Robalicho is a school in Kirinyaga County. It's a primary school. It's not a private, it's just a normal school. And by God's grace, we have now appeared in the national map. So it's something to thank God, because it's something which has never happened again. And twice, April and now recently on Saturday, we have been declared winners on the national map, which is basically after coming up with outstanding projects in robotics and embedded systems. So first, appreciation to the principal for providing the required materials, and also special appreciation to Male University of Science and Technology for helping us and also giving us access to the university to go and do the research, so that we get the required information for us to be able to come up with to come up with problem-solving solutions which are facing the community at large. Yeah.
So when you're doing this research, what were your findings?
My findings.
What was the research about?
Yeah, first we have maybe I can just lay a preamble on the first 3 projects which we took to Garissa High School. They started from sub-county counties, regionals, up to Garissa nationals, and one project got a top tier. That is, it was ranked position 1 nationally. And also actually our school was ranked in second position overall in all junior schools across the country. That is in April at Garissa High School. So the first project was on the project which was ranked first. It was on a category called Energy and Transport, because Kenya Science and Engineering Fair has different categories. So for us, Robalicho, we had a project on energy and transport, and another one on agriculture, and another one on technology. So on energy and transport, we are trying to solve issues on road accident. You know, one of the major causes of death in our country, road accidents are among the major causes, and very many people lose their lives on annual basis as a result of road accidents. So we had come up with a system with a robot which can, in case there is an obstacle ahead, it will detect the obstacle, then sweep left and right, check for a clear path, and move in the direction of the clear path, which was successful, and we believe it can solve accidents. In agriculture, something I'll elucidate further. In agriculture, we had a system on a smart irrigation system, which the title was on precision hydration of plants, because we were focusing on saving the amount of water used in irrigation, so that even in areas which have limited water supply, they'll be able to use water in an economical way and also get good yields out of the water. The final project was on technology, which was a hand washing system. You know, many other times when we are rinsing, you remember during COVID time, we were being encouraged to do thorough scrubbing, but that is something people don't do. So this system, it's an all these systems are automated systems, and our learners were able to come up with a system whereby the system has a screen, such that the system, once you approach, without you coming to contact, you see nowadays, with the current faucets which you use, you just have the water on, but you still use your hands to do it, to switch the water back off. And that way, you still get the pathogen. So we came up with a touchless system whereby just by your appearance there, the system will detect that you're there, the system will welcome you, and there was a initial rinse. The system will splash some water, you have a rinse, then it ends a timed phase whereby it could have the soap pumped for 5 seconds, then you scrub for 20 seconds, mandatory, because you see you cannot live without rinsing your hands. So it was mandatory for you to scrub for 20 seconds. Then after that, there was the final rinse. So the system could now pump some water for you to rinse your hands. And with that, we'll have achieved the World Health Organization recommendation that we should at least scrub our hands for 20 seconds. So basically, because I've read a preamble on that, on this I'll be measuring purely on the Kenya Vision 2030, the economical pillar, the social pillar, and the political pillar. Because in matters robotics, what you are doing in our school, we want to make sure that the sustainable communities, we are in a position to do something that can help our society at large, from the grassroots level, even to the top tier people. Yes, irrespective of the social stratification.
Let's start from that point. When you say sustainable communities, what does that mean in everyday term? Lawrence, I'll start with you. You know, when talking about sustainable communities, as Gordon or Lawrence has alluded to. Sustainable communities. Yes, Lawrence. Gordon. Okay, yeah. Gordon, Lawrence. All right.
When we talk about sustainable communities, what we mean by sustainable communities, these are solutions that tend to solve the current problems our communities are facing, and also the future problems the communities might face. So a sustainable communities is whereby each person of the society feel a sense of living. In terms of the way we solve their problems, in terms of designing infrastructure, or in terms of solving their problems at a community level. The
Madari Tributary River Restoration Project, how long has this project been operating?
This project, we came up with it around March. There was a certain summit which we presented this
March of 2026.
March of 2026, 5th March of 2026. It was a certain summit organized in our school by ICAS. It is an association of engineers students at Technical University of Kenya. So after coming up with this project, we decided to present it at that summit, which we won, which the project won. So it has been from March till now.
So since March,
Yes.
do you feel seen? Do you feel seen by this project that you're trying to, put to the public and to help people of Madari? And are you getting the help that you need to bring it into life?
Thank you for that. The help which I need to bring it to life, for now, not yet gotten the help. I'm still creating awareness about this our project, so that the government can as well invest in it. It is just a complement in what the government is currently doing. The government, has established Nairobi Rivers Commission. The government has established Nairobi River Regeneration. All those. This project tends to solve the problems at a community level. The government is solving the bigger picture, infrastructure, at infrastructure level, the bigger picture. But for us, we solve this problem we complement them at a community level, that we build this for communities as well. Communities feel values, and the communities feel a sense of ownership as well. Yeah.
So what kind of help do you think you'd need to, for this Madari tributary river restoration to come to life? Because now you're saying it's just a project that you're trying to create awareness on, right? And we might have a leader watching us right now. What kind of help would you need as of course, Gordon, right?
Yes.
And is it a one-man project, or do you have others that you're working on with this project?
Thank you so much. This project, first, we developed it as a team, and it was an interdisciplinary team, meaning it comprised with those from electrical engineering, those from mechanical engineering, those from architecture, students from architecture. So we combined our brains. We collaborated to come up with an idea. So it is an interdisciplinary team. Okay. So the help which I may need is that if this our project can be integrated with the current ongoing projects in solving or in restoring the Nairobi River. Right. Like the current projects the government is currently doing is about engineering works around the river, and as well about creating a sustainable way of life for the communities. So this is our project, or these ideas we have. We had designs, we had scalable ideas as well. The government can have a look at it and implement. Yeah.
All right, we'll be looking forward for that, or to that, Gordon. Lawrence, these 3 projects that you told us about, do they all win at the national level?
So at the national level, the project on technology secured position 9. The project on agriculture, we had an issue. We come from Kirinyaga, we have good soil. So, these are projects which we are using soil moisture sensors. And by the time we are getting to Garissa, the presenters water the plants. And this project was working in such a way that in case the moisture levels get to a certain maximum, then the system will automatically know that the plants have enough water, and it will automatically switch itself off. So by the time we are going for the presentations, the presenters had watered more than enough. So we had to use the sand in Garissa. Which are destroying our moisture sensors. And that one of that project, irrespective of it being a very good project, it is secured position 13, which was also good because it's position 13 nationally out of 32 projects. Now on the energy and transport, that now project secured position 1. Position 1 undisputed. And it was also ranked the most innovative project then. And even now at YSK Nationals, whereby we were competing with even international schools. Majority were private schools, international schools, and I thank God that we had that chance for these children from a reserve area to meet learners who were exposed, you see, and they got that exposure, and still the project was ranked the most innovative.
So all the way from Kirinyaga to Garissa?
All the way from Kirinyaga to Garissa and back to Moi Girls, Nairobi for a whole week.
Interesting. You mentioned that you believe that this project, the one that won the energy and then transport project, that would solve accidents, right? And I'm thinking about it, that apart from the competition level, have you tried to, bring this to the table, where policymakers are seated, just to try and walk them through what this project is about and why you think it's important?
Well, we have the project. What happened now for the YSK, we had to make some adjustments, but for having it, the exposure to everyone, in case, actually, I guess maybe we'll have some even more time, maybe sometimes to come back here and showcase the projects, because it has been tested and proved, and even the judges at national level are able to see that this project can solve the issue of road accidents. Because what happens, it has sensors. It has a sensor on the front, such that in case there is an obstacle, you see many of the times Of course, there are these adjustments whereby we have some cars right now, in case there is something ahead, they're in a position to majority of the SUVs right now, they're in a position to tell, even they have some vehicles which have the ability to interpret road signs. So I guess we are heading that direction in terms of even industrialization, such that instead even of Kenya making a lot of imports, cars, you see if we start, you know, CBE, we are from that bit of having learners. You see during our days, KCP, KCSE,
844.
Yes, the 844 system, it was a matter of cramming. You need to cram. But right now we are moving from that to having skills and competencies. So these runners have this project which can solve a real problem in our country. Because if the robot is moving this and it has been tested, it's moving front and it finds maybe this is a cap. It will be able to tell that there is an obstacle and sweep left and right and tell which direction, in case there was also another obstacle on this side, it will be able, after sweeping, it will be able to tell, even on this side there is another obstacle. And it has now common sense that it will be able to know if with this side there is an obstacle, on this side that the obstacle, and on the other side it's clear, then I will move in that direction. Assuming we had such vehicles, what do you think? Would we have accidents? No, because the vehicles will be behaving like human beings. Yes, they are fully automated.
So vehicles that detect that, you know, there's an object.
Yeah.
Great. And now that you pointed this object, I noticed none of you has taken these drinks that are in front of you. I'm calling you out on that. But I want you to walk us through the status of Nairobi River. Now that I know that you interact and you go there quite often, Gordon. Yes. How does it look like, looking at Nairobi River? How would you, you know, paint that picture for us, how it looks like, Nairobi River?
Nairobi River.
At the moment.
At the moment,
yes.
Nairobi River is, first, it is polluted. There are a lot of wastes, plastic, organic waste and inorganic waste. And second, the river tends to stretch towards the settlement of communities. Yeah.
All right.
So as at now.
As at now. Yeah. So that looks bad? Because I know your project talks about pollution at its source, and I also want to know how that looks like in a real community. Pollution at its source. Walk us through that, Gordon.
Pollution at its source means that that one was a challenge we identified, and we came up with a solution. And the solution to solve that pollution at its source, we came up with the idea if we can do waste interceptions at the source. So first, Nairobi River is a big river, but we first identified the tributary, the Madari tributary. By identifying the Madari tributary, the first stage I mentioned earlier was about waste interception. Under this waste interception, we're gonna use float traps, and we're gonna use floating barriers or floating booms. These methodologies assist to intercept waste at the source. And as well, we employ also human interception as well. When this waste has been collected, maybe around the riverbank, we can deploy human beings to assist in the collection. By this, they will earn a living by that, meaning it is also a form of employment. Yeah, they will get a living by doing so, or some wages.
Great. Lawrence, same question I asked Gordon here, that what kind of support do you need to bring, you know, this project to life, this project that would potentially solve the issue of accidents in this country? So how would that support look like?
Well, the kind of support required, maybe on support you can, maybe with your permission, I'd like to appreciate the Speaker of the County Assembly of Kirinyaga, the Honorable Muteti, because he came through for YSK. The prince was not in a position to raise the funds. You see, it's just a primary school, because the juniors, primary, they are fun. But someone came and supported us However, maybe we will not be in a position to raise the funds to make sure that our learners get there. So one is after going for Garissa, and we were ranked position 1, there is nothing which happened. Sorry to say. There is nothing which happened. We just got a certificate of participation. But these are learners who have really they have burned the midnight oil to make sure that they come up with a working prototype. And also they are willing to bring it to maybe something which can now, not from the prototype phase, to maybe something which can be in industries. But it seems like, I don't know what exactly happening in our country, but I believe because I've seen now people who are gaining interest in knowing what exactly is happening in the school, I believe we'll be able to get the assistance. For example, right now, you see we need the exposure. There's someone who is willing to pay a flight to Gauteng, South Africa, for the presenters to go and showcase their projects. And we are relying with the Ministry of Education so that we'll be in a position to go, because so far we are following up. We are following up with the Sub-County Director of Education in our sub-county. We also, I know he's following up with the Minister of Education at Jogo House, so that we'll be able, you see, immediately after winning, of course you need to go to the next phase. But so far there is no communication. And if these runners get exposure, even international exposure, they'll be able to get more knowledge on how we can move from a prototype phase to a real car, because our desire is to make sure that at least these competencies and these innovations, because one skill in the CBC is creativity and innovation. We need to ensure that at least instead of us importing everything, instead of us importing, you know, right now, even in this studio, you might realize a majority of things are important. Why? Because we have... Well, I am just making just a
general comment.
Yes, because, but that's a mere truth that basically, because what we having people with capabilities, but they lack the support. They lack the support. So one support is by exposure. Let us move out, see how these people, these young scientists in other countries are doing, and be able to come and do the same here. Because we have the creativity, and also we need, you see, science materials are very expensive. They are damn expensive. But if we get people who are willing to buy more and more, for now the principal has tried, but I cannot say, actually, do you know we achieved this and a school does not have a computer lab? So you can imagine, and we are competing with the international schools. So you can imagine these brains, they are very smart brains. So one, we have the exposure to international affairs, like the one in Gauteng next month, 29th of September. And because I know someone is willing to pay a flight, I believe that because I know I'm live and the ministry can see this, I believe they'll be able to approve our letter. And also maybe getting people willing to have maybe us visit industries and incorporate us so that we can also share our ideas and see how best they can be incorporated.
Did the students come up with these projects for themselves, or did they get some help from you as teachers?
What happened? That's why I started by thanking the Male University. Actually, I'm an alumni of Male University of Science and Technology. We have gone for a tour at Male University, and the students gained interest on seeing what the students at university levels are doing in matters robotics and system embedded projects. So after that, you see, nowadays the children, they are very smart. So I usually encourage them not to watch movies, they just watch documentaries, maybe science-related documentaries, matters like SpaceX. And even right now, there are students who are already having projects for next year, surprisingly, because they have done research and they are very ready. So the students came up with the projects themselves, but now I have to come in as a teacher because of matters like documentation. For you to win at national levels, even the primary levels, you need to have a very good documentation. That's a light up, like that of the university. So for that, I assisted them to come up with a very good documentation, and they were able to defend their projects very well. Yeah.
Gordon, you know, we mentioned something about CBE, and now it's you know, skill-based, and I'm thinking that now, because you're still in the system, 844 system, perhaps do you think that the education system encourages creativity as it stands, because you're creative, you're an innovator trying to come up with something that would save the communities, sustainable communities, right? So would you say that the current education system encourages your creativity, or is it just too focused on passing examinations? I'm an alumni of TUK, by the way, as well. So would you say that about the current education system? Looking at Technical University of Kenya, where you study, and I hope you know why I'm asking that and stressing on Technical University of Kenya.
Thank you so much. First and foremost, the education system, partially it supports, yeah, but one thing that needs to stay with the mind of the young youths is about standing out, because there are a lot of platforms out here that when you become creative, you can showcase your skill and find an opportunity. So the education system, the way it runs, partially it supports, but you need to be outstanding as well. Apart from the rigorous academic work, you need to do some extra research. Like for me, apart from the project I did on Madari, I've done some 2 projects. One I'm currently doing. I did another one on Mukuru. We did some designs on Mukuru. Then another one I'm currently doing is about smart intelligence infrastructure. So it is about first outstanding, being outstanding as a student. That's the first thing you need to know. If you find a platform, you showcase your skill. Yeah. So
you worked on a previous project.
Yes.
Has it failed, or did it, you know, progress into something that you wanted it to progress to, the level that you wanted it to reach? This is the Madari is
the Madari was the first one, but for the Mukuru Urban Revive, we are still waiting for result. It was an international competition. It was under the C40 competition. So result is to be announced between August and September. But for the personal project, it is about smart intelligence infrastructure, having figure out what the communities are facing, and also did some questionnaires as well. But for that one, I'm still at the research and design stage of it.
And I'm asking that because I'm thinking about people who come up with you know, such very great projects, and then they fail before they even get to see the light of day. So how do you handle things like that when an experiment of a project fails? Have you had one that has failed before?
Having one that has failed before, yes, I had one that has failed before. But the reason why it failed is because of lack of a platform or lack of investor support. Because you find as a student, if you don't expose yourself so much, maybe through other clubs in the school, you might have a great idea, but you won't find the platform to showcase it, or to find other people who can invest in that your project. So the biggest challenge is about lack of exposure, as he said. Yeah, so we need exposure. So what I normally do, I normally get a lesson from all those. Yeah. So after getting those lessons or through those failures, you just continue soldiering on, having in mind that someday a platform will come, or someday an investor will invest in your project if he or she sees it will be scalable. Yeah.
Living by faith.
Living by faith.
Great.
Sure.
You mentioned something, Lawrence, that you guys don't have computer labs, and I know it's not part of this conversation, but it caught my attention. I think it's one of the requirements for CBE, right? Why don't you have computer lab?
You know.
For a school that is very innovative.
What happened? You see, this school, they received a teacher from world-class university.
You now.
Of course.
It's okay to toot your horns.
Yes, of course. The Great Mary University.
Okay.
So, and I went to the principal, approached her, and I told her, Madam, I guess I have some knowledge which can be of importance. So I guess we formulated a club, a science club, which is very functional, and we have been having trips. And also, right now, the students are inquisitive and they do a lot of research. So when the learners come, irrespective of them not having a computer lab, they'll be like, teacher, I saw how we can do coding on this and this and this. So they are interested.
Yeah.
And you see, the current generation, they are very smart. They are extremely smart. So I saw this and this and this. So the guiding bit, even without the computers, actually in the process, because these projects took a lot of time, even my computer got spoiled in the process. But at least there's someone who just came through and he is willing to buy a new one. Right now there are people maybe who are willing to, after this, I believe we'll be having people who are willing to support us, maybe by having a good computer app. Maybe we don't even have, we just have a portable app. We don't have a lab in our school, but irrespective of all those challenges, we are emerging the best. We are emerging the best. We are even beating international schools. And that shows the meaning of determination, that irrespective of where you are, provided you have the determination to excel, you can really make it. Yeah.
So same question, how do you handle, an experiment or a project design that fails? Because I'm thinking about it, if you've taken 3 projects to the national stage and then 2 have failed, only 1 has, well, let's not say it has failed. You say that, the number that you got is equally nice. Yeah. 13 and 9, right?
Yeah.
So if you're taking 3 projects to the national competition, then how do you handle some projects that, failed, that didn't make it to the nationals?
Well, one thing is that having a project at national level is an achievement.
Yes.
So it's something to thank God. And I am one believer, stout believer, that in everything we say, in everything, thank God. So having a project which got position 13, I took it as an achievement. I saw my students, because they are very ready they are ever ready to excel. They were somewhat frustrated, but I reminded them, men, remember this is national levels. So this project, what we'll just do, we just go back to the drawing board, and think of how we can refurbish them more and more to improve them. And also, you see a project like this one on agriculture, I'm thinking of how, because right now, the system could tell when the moisture levels are low in the plants. And we have a microcontroller which has been programmed. And on realizing that the moisture sensor is telling it that the levels are low, we enter something called a solenoid valve, which could automatically open the water flow. And once the water level has reached a certain maximum, the system could automatically switch itself off. But because the water is being drawn from the tank, the system could realize that a certain amount of water has been drawn from the tank, and then it means we have to replenish. And the system would automatically pump water back to the tank until it's full, and it will detect that the water is full. So basically, you just need to check on these nitty-gritties which maybe never worked, and go back to the drawing line and present the project again next year. Yeah.
Gordon, what do you think stops, young Kenyans from becoming innovators? Lawrence mentioned something about the current generation are so sharp, they're very big on innovation. But I'm looking at the people of your generation now, the young people, the youth people who are still in school. What do you think, maybe even from your classmates now that you're an engineering student, what is stopping them from coming up with ideas, creative ideas, innovative ideas that could change the society?
Thank you so much. First is what normally stops a person. Like for me, I can say many people have got ideas, and I normally have this quote that it takes vision to start, it takes discipline to continue, but it takes mercy to finish. So you have a lot of people have got the vision, a lot of people have got ideas in their mind, but the discipline to continue, that's normally what makes people not to express their innovations. Yeah, because you find you have got an idea that I want to solve this problem, but that discipline, because the greatest part is that discipline part, because the discipline part contains research, the discipline part contains a lot of consultations here and there from your lecturers, a lot of consultation from stakeholders. So I believe what normally stops most youths is about they don't have the discipline to continue. Yeah, most. But many of them have got the visions. If you asked maybe somebody that, what do you think is the solution for this? You will find a lot of people have got the ideas, but to continue, yeah, or to start. And as well is about the exposure. Yeah, you find that our education system does not, somehow it does not allow much exposure, or most student does not stand out as well through interactions in the university, maybe through their lecturers or through other clubs in the institution. Because if you find yourself in a club, maybe like for me, I'm a member of ICAS. These ideas, I had them earlier on, but they got relevant when I gotten into those clubs, because by joining those other clubs in the institution, you find a platform to even showcase your project. You find even other students you can collaborate with. Yeah. So the first thing is about the discipline to continue, and even somehow the vision, because you find also many people know the challenges we are facing. Most youths know the challenges we are currently facing, and we know us as youths, we bear the consequences for the future. Yeah, so we need to have got the discipline to even just start that project. Maybe you can't see the end, but just start it. Yeah, sure.
Very well said. Lawrence, would you add anything to that?
Maybe. What I can say is that to add on what he is doing, our learners, the project they presented at Moikas for the YSK, we had made some improvement on the social aspect, which is part of the social domain in the Vision 2030.
That is the agriculture project?
The energy and transport.
Okay.
We improved such that we are trying now to solve an issue on industries. You realize right now there is a high rise of cancer cases, and cancer has become among the very major issue in our country, where very many people are dying as a result of cancer. So instead of, let's assume there's an industry, and we are dealing with some components which are releasing harmful gases, which might pose a challenge to the people working in the industry. So the best thing to do, the runners came up with a project. They improved the project on the energy and transport such that now it has a web server. It's creating a web server. It's called a ESP32 microcontroller. Creating highly programmed such that it's creating a web server. You can literally see what the robot is doing on your phone. So if we release the robot here, instead of I getting the room, which I suspect maybe there are some poisonous gases, I'll not literally get in. I release the robot, and you see the robot has it's moving autonomously. It has the obstacle avoidance, which I explained that it can sweep left and right in case of an obstacle. We had also incorporated some infrared sensors at the bottom, in the front facing down. We call them cliff sensors. Such in case there is a cliff, it will not fall down. So once we release it, maybe in an industry, the robot will move autonomously without the control of someone. But here in the phone, you just have the IP address, which we have has been indicated in the code. You'll be able. It creates a dashboard. It shows you the temperature, the humidity, and the gas levels. That is what we presented at YSK. So while you are outside, you'll see the temperatures are okay, the humidity is okay, and also the gas conditions are okay. If they are not okay, you see an alarm on the phone. And also, there is an SD card on that robot, such that it's recording. It's recording on the SD card, such that in case maybe you see, right now even the CCTV cameras, what the CCTV has recorded, it will be recorded even on a disk, right? So similarly, in our robot currently, the memory card has some data which is being in case maybe you place it in a phone, it will be presented in terms of an Excel sheet showing the temperatures and the humidity and the gas conditions. So you see, in case maybe, you know, there are some work environments which are not very nice. Yeah. You have proof in case maybe someone told you, can you get in this room? And you realize that there is an issue. You see, you cannot have the web server because once the robot moves out of that room, the web server is off, right? Or maybe it will be showing new conditions which are outside. But the robot, because it has recorded, you'll have that as a proof. These were the conditions at that time when I was being told to get in that room, and the robot had indicated that the room is not safe for me. Yeah.
Gordon, perhaps have you received some sort of reaction or feedback from the people living around the Madari area?
Reaction
with your project, you know, the project that you're working on to try and help, you know, people living along the Nairobi River. Now that you're talking about Madari Tributary River Restoration Project, right? And I'm thinking about people who are living around that particular area. Perhaps have you received any reaction from that?
Yes, I have received some reaction from that. And I normally collect data as well. Aside from my career, civil engineering, I also do some mentorship in schools. Last week I was at a certain school in Msedo, around just Madari. I was doing a certain mentorship to some students. And when I get that platforms, I get also to do some surveys. Ask them what do you see for Madari, or what are some of the current problems you are facing. And then I also propose that what if we solve it this way. For example, the case of pollution. I tell them that I've got a certain idea about smart interception of waste. How do you see this? Some react, they say, that's a good idea. I believe it can help, and it can also provide job opportunities for those living in those areas. Madari is an informal settlement, so that's the reason why we decided to choose that place.
Great, great. Lawrence, tell us some of the challenges that you'd say innovators face, especially when they're trying to bring their projects to life and popularize these projects. What are some of the challenges?
Yeah, there are major challenges, actually eminent challenges, which innovators face. One is that bit of competition, because you see these projects require a lot of money. I remember I had to reach out to some of my friends. Like now I have a friend in the US called Adam Idris. He's a teacher in Boston. And when sometimes things go tough, I had to reach to him. So one challenge is a competition issue. The other one is, you see, we are in the village. We are in the village. So maybe, like now, the reason is why we are thanking TV47 is at least now you have given us that platform of showcasing what people in the village are doing. You see, right now, we are trying to fight for, automatically, even Corinthians, in the 1 Corinthians 9:24 says that everyone is in a race, but only the one who wins gets a prize. But right now we are talking of a situation whereby we went and won nationally and there was no recognition. Yeah, you see, it's quite frustrating. And also to some extent, maybe as a teacher you might feel demotivated. You have to follow up and down. You have to move to the SED. The SED is really following and he appreciates what you are doing. But everyone is silent. Then you are like, you see, that's a major challenge. As a teacher, you may feel demotivated. You have spent a lot of time on these projects. Even the presenters, the runners, they at least they need something, a morale to feel, wow, these people have done something great. But so far, it's just total silence. But at least I thank God. I believe next month we'll be moving to South Africa for the international fair. That's what I believe. So
that is why innovations and projects fail, right? Yeah, lack of recognition.
Because right now, tell me, were it not for, by God's grace, I'm high-spirited, by seeing that the teacher was position number 32 in the nationals. He has a certificate of participation. I was position 1 with my presenters. We are position 1. We have the same certificate of participation. There is no discrepancy between me and the one who was position one the last.
Yeah.
So what's the difference? There's no difference. But at least I know by God's grace there will be people who will come up and ensure that at least we get the rewards of our hand and labor, and also we'll be able to do more and more, and also ensure that these runners who are from these interior places, they go to even international fairs, and also their innovation is fully utilized by the government.
All right. Gordon, I know you mentioned a few challenges, but now even if you want to contribute more into that, tell us what your parting shot would be. And I know I also asked you how help looks like for you. Just give us a parting shot with regards to your innovation and how you want to communicate that to Nairobi residents. Because I don't think this affects somebody living in Kisumu in any way, right? Sure. So what would you say to Nairobi residents, especially, you know, we are throwing that left, right, and center, and I know Nairobi River is getting affected in one or the other, right? So how would you communicate that to people of Nairobi and people of Madari?
First is that some of the things we do, we are the first people who get affected. When we just throw waste anyhowly, we'll be affected through diseases like typhoid, cholera, and sort like. So the first thing is about community participation, which our project integrates. It integrates community participation, meaning that communities will be able to participate in this project through assisting the collection of waste, and as well creating awareness among themselves. So what I just need to tell the Madari people is that first is about the realization that the place is an informal settlement, and when we continue mishandling that place through disposal of waste or through illegal discharge of waste, we are the ones who are gonna be affected. Yeah, so my parting shot is that let's just take this as our own. We are the people living there, so let's take it as our own.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Lawrence, your parting shot?
Maybe for the parting shot, all I can do is to just acknowledge the people who have really stood with us during this process, especially my mom for praying for me, and also my mentors. That's I know they are following Mr. Karimi from Kiamotogo. I know I need to appreciate him, and also someone called Elja Jasfat Wahomet Balicho. They have been there for us, praying for us, and by God's grace, we have made it this far. So, and also to TV47 for having us. And I believe one day we'll have another session, a show to come and showcase our projects, so that you see what runners in these interior places they are doing, such that they are in a position to even beat international schools. Yeah, and I also believe, as a parting shot, that the Ministry of Education will be there to reward us, because we have managed it, and someone is following on it, and I believe by God's grace, because I've seen the flight, someone has paid the flight. Yeah. Someone is ready to meet all the bills in South Africa. So what we are requesting from the Ministry of Education is not capitation. We are just seeking that letter that they have allowed us to move to South Africa and let these runners get the exposure they deserve.
Great. We hope that that will be actualized in your favor. And of course, as you've said, recognition is motivation for innovators, right? That is my takeaway from this. Thank you so much for making time for us to have this conversation on youth innovation for sustainable communities. Let's continue this conversation on our online platforms. TV47 Kenya on Facebook and on YouTube on X. TV47 Digital. Use the hashtag TV47 Breakfast. My guest in studio this morning, right next to me, is Gordon Zablon. He's a civil engineering student at the Technical University of Kenya. He's also an innovator working on a groundbreaking ecosystem restoration design for Madari tributary. And Lawrence Midhamo, he is a science patron at Lower Baricho Junior School, speaking to us about their project Energy and Transport, right? A project that is, or they believe, will be used to solve the issue of accidents in the country. That brings us to the end of this conversation and to the end of this show today. Thank you so much for being part of us this morning, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Coming up next is a repeat of the State of the Nation. My name is Annie Odida. Good morning.